Hi, I'm Wendy, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to craft persuasive messages using the power of rhetoric. Now, listen up. Perhaps you remember hearing about rhetoric in an English lesson, or maybe at that point you might have switched off, who knows. So I'm going to remind you about what rhetoric is and how you can use it when you are delivering a presentation. So, rhetorical devices are essential tools for crafting compelling presentations. What do? They add a little bit of flair, they add some emotion, and most importantly, they add persuasion to your message, making it just that little bit more impactful and memorable for your audience. So here are some key points for you. So, establishes credibility. So use your expertise and credibility to establish trust. Share relevant qualifications and experience that you have to help make your audience believe and trust in your message. Engage the emotions of your audience. Excuse me. Appeal to the emotions of your audience. This is what grabs people. This is what gets them in and keeps them in. So use anecdotes, personal stories, powerful imagery to evoke feelings of empathy, joy, fear even. For example, you might like to tell a rather heartfelt story about a real person that's related to the topic, that's someone whose experiences people can relate to and be swept away by even. Logical appeal. So provide logical reasoning and evidence to support your points. Use data in an intelligent and visually appealing way, and use statistics and examples to back up your arguments. So, often we will have complex information in our presentations, but we need to make it understandable and relatable. So try to break it down into simple, digestible points. Now, using rhetoric also enhances persuasion, and I'm going to give you some tips on that and some examples of rhetorical devices that you can use. So, rhetorical questions. Pose a question without expecting a direct answer in return. So this technique prompts your audience to think. It engages them mentally. For example, can we afford to ignore this issue any longer? So you're not expecting people to actually respond directly to you. It is a rhetorical question, but it's something that people will silently engage with. They'll start thinking about in their heads. The use of repetition is a very powerful rhetorical device. So repeat key points or phrases to emphasize their importance. Repetition can enhance memorability and drive your message home. So, for example, think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic phrase, "I have a dream. I have a dream that. I have a dream that." And you can see how the use of repetition underscored the vision that he represented. Parallelism. Now that's a big word, and I'm pleased that I was able to say that without stumbling over it. But using parallel sentence structures to create rhythm and balance in your speech will help. So this technique enhances clarity and makes your message, again, that little bit more memorable. I'll give you an example. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. A famous line by JFK that everybody remembers. So there's a use of parallelism in that. Metaphors and analogies. So comparing complex ideas to simpler concepts by using metaphors will really help. So it just makes those abstract concepts a little bit more relatable and a little bit more concrete for people. So, for example, if you've got a very challenging project coming up, you can say it's like navigating a stormy sea. So, people get an idea and they get kind of a visual image in their mind as well, and it helps them relate a rather complex matter to something fairly simple. Capture their attention by using alliteration. So this is when we repeat the initial consonant sound in neighbouring words for a catchy effect. For example, success is sweet. So you're seeing you've got that S, the words starting with S, and then neighbouring words. There might be even words that follow after each other, and that just provides a bit of a rhythm and a rather catchy sort of effect that people will remember. Use quotations, and there are lots of amazing quotations by celebrities or historical figures or famous people that you can use. Pacing and pause. I've talked about the use of pause before, and it's very effective and it can have quite an impact. Just practice, practice, practice. So try using those rhetorical devices that I came across. There are many more that you can use, many more persuasive devices that you can use to drive your message home and hopefully make your next presentation just that little bit more impactful and memorable.